Welcome to my second video on Google Drawing, talking about the menu up top. There's a lot of different tools within Insert, Image, Text Box, Shapes, and you've got all kinds of different shape options in there. You can do a table, a chart, a diagram, word art, and lines. So all these different things are really handy when creating your document. So we'll start with image. To create your image, you can upload it from the computer, from the web, you have it on a drive. I'm going to start with Drive because I know I have images in there already. And so by doing so, you can upload your image. And I'm going to go for and just kind of use a random student picture. And once it's placed on the page, you can then click on it. See, I'm on Zoom, so I need to zoom out here. You can click on that image and shrink it. You can rotate it. If you hold Shift, it'll be an easy rotate. That way it lines up perfectly. You can line it up in the guides if you watched the previous video about guides. And then within the image, you can do all kinds of different things, but we're only focusing on the inserting right now. You can insert your image. Then you can insert a text box. And by doing so, you just click and drag and your text box is there. And we'll talk about text box features later. You can insert shapes. There are a lot of different shapes you can work with. All you have to do is pick one and click and drag, hold Shift to get a perfect circle. And then we can change the colors of that, which we'll talk about later. You can also insert a table. So if you want to do some kind of chart, you can insert that onto your document as well. You can insert a chart, which is cool. So if you've got kids or you are working on different charts, you can insert a pie chart. Just give it a second. And then you can actually double click it and open the source and then edit your charts in there. You can also do a diagram, which is very handy. To the right, you'll get all kinds of different pre-made diagrams. So if you want to work on something visual and have your students or you create something, it is right there for you to work with, which is really handy. And you can also insert word art, which is not my favorite because it's not very fancy. And when the word art shows up, it's just one font. You can change the fonts, luckily, once it's there, and it gets adjustable. Problem is it can be squishy. Always hold Shift to keep it proportional. So I know I've got a lot of stuff layered here. And the last thing you can do is insert a line. The one thing you may not realize is that if you're using a touchscreen, like a touchscreen Chromebook or a touchscreen PC, Scribble is handy because you can just click and drag and you can scribble and create your own lines. And so if you've got your handy dandy stylus or your finger, it'll be a lot easier to create some custom shapes if you want to do that. That is the insert.